You are listening to Wings of Fire, an autobiography of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, narrated by yours very own boy, Akarsha. I was about 6 years old when my father embarked on the project of building a wooden sailboat to take pilgrims from Rameshwaram to Dhanushkodi and back. He worked at building the boat on the seashore with the help of a relative Ahmad Jalaluddin, who later married my sister Zohara. My father was doing good business with the boat when, one day, a cyclone bringing winds of over 100 miles per hour carried away our boat, along with some of the landmass of Setukarai. The Pamban bridge collapsed with a train full of passengers on it. Until then, I had only seen the beauty of the sea. Now, its uncontrollable energy came as a revelation to me. By the time the boat met its untimely end, Ahmad Jalaluddin had become a close friend of mine. Despite the difference in our ages, he was about 15 years older than I and used to call me Azad. We used to go for long walks together every evening. As we started from Mosque Street and made our way towards the sandy shores of the island, Jalaluddin and I talked mainly of the spiritual matters. The atmosphere of Rameshwaram with its flocking pilgrims was conducive to such discussion. Our first halt would be at the imposing temple of Lord Shiva. Circling around the temple with the same reverence as any pilgrim from a distant part of the country, we felt a flow of energy pass through us. Jalaluddin would talk about God as if he had a working partnership with him. He would present all his doubts to God as if he were standing nearby to dispose of them. I would stare at Jalaluddin and then look towards the large group of pilgrims around the temple, taking holy dips in the sea, performing rituals and reciting prayers with a sense of respect towards the same unknown, whom we treat as the formless Almighty. I never doubted that the prayers in the temple reached the same destination as the ones offered in our mosque. I only wondered whether Jalaluddin had any other special connection to God. Jalaluddin's schooling had been limited, principally because of his family's straitened circumstances. This may have been the reason why he always encouraged me to excel in my studies and enjoyed my success vicariously. Never did I find a slightest trace of resentment in Jalaluddin for his deprivation. Rather, he was always full of gratitude for whatever life had chosen to give him. Incidentally, at the time I speak of, he was the only person on the entire island who could write English. He wrote letters for almost anybody in need, be they letters of application or otherwise. Nobody of my acquaintance, either in my family or in the neighborhood, even had Jalaluddin's level of education or any links of consequence with the outside world. Jalaluddin always spoke to me about the educated people, of scientific discoveries, of contemporary literature, and of the achievements of medical science. It was he who made me aware of a brave new world beyond our narrow confines. In the humble environs of my boyhood, books were a scarce commodity by local standards. However, the personal library of St.R. Manikam, a former revolutionary or militant nationalist, was sizable. He encouraged me to read all I could, and I often visited his home to borrow books. You are listening to Wings of Fire, an autobiography of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, narrated by yours very own boy, Akarsha.